How's everybody doing? Lots of good updates, I guess. Lots of things happening. We are near the end here. I can feel it because they're just absolutely throwing everything at us. Yeah, yeah. There's a bunch of rhetoric going on there as this October 30th thing in Canada, saying that they're going to be going from house to house to seize guns and all this shit. I don't see it happening. I just don't see it going that far. And if it does, I would suggest go out there and hide your pew-pews. Go get them hid somewhere. Whether you got papers or not, doesn't matter. This is a war, and the socialist, fascist pigs are out there doing whatever they can to steal the weapons so they don't get threatened when they start their second agenda. The dinar. I hear this week the dinar will revalue. Everybody's in there holding their breath, right? That's what they're trying to do. I mean, this is all about exposure. They're coming in and putting out $1.8 billion to hire more corporation RCMP. It looks like they had a big picture of it. It looks like it was all East Indian. So I think they're trying to push out all the whiteys of anything to do with authoritarian. So I mean, I don't know what it is with these East Indians that are or even the Hindu or Pakistanis or Punjabis. Whatever you're trying to do out there, you're on the wrong side of history, dudes. And I would highly advise you to do not follow and go down the path of the liberal fascist dogs that they are. Trump's not going to put up with us, and either will the people of Canada. If you guys want to build an army, that's fine. We'll build an army too. Yeah. And we'll be sending, there's a lot of things that you're going to be faced with dealing with 20 million gun owners. You don't think Canadians are going to stand up? Obviously, you don't know your history. No, we're a very, very quiet country, very polite, but don't back us in a corner. Don't threaten our families and don't threaten our children. And that's what you morons have been doing for a long time. And now you think you can build some kind of a RCMP army of another 1,800 or 2,000 foreign immigrants, to put on a badge, and if you put on this badge, we'll give you citizenship. You libtards, there's so many, you're just criminals, and you're trying to buy your votes, and it's not going to work. So that's my message to the Cornball and his little band of hoodlums out in Ottawa. Ain't gonna work. We're not here to threaten. We're here to protect. Okay. Yeah, they like to say, and the boogeyman's out there, and they're doing this, that, and everything. Let me just tell you, and I'll give this a straight message right to Ottawa. There's many, many boogeymans. I'm one of them. We are the boogeyman. Okay. Anyways, that's enough of my digression. Everybody's talking about it. Don't worry, like even guys that are my age. Fingers still work. As long as you can walk. Yep, no problem. And if you think you're going to go around from house to house, they've already gone in there and tried to, they did a sweep already, and they only got 2%. 2% they recovered. So Canadians are waking up to this. Right? And of course, Danielle Smith and Mo from Saskatchewan, they're not going to allow these criminal little hoodlums to come in there to go door to door. It's not going to happen. So, if you're thinking about moving to Alberta, this may be the time to do it. So that's what's happening there. Well, the Republic, the U.S. Republic and the military will not allow, let me just explain things here. The U.S. Republic is not a totalitarian state, okay? They're, as we speak, they are terminating, any type of fascists and exposing them for what they are, and they're cleaning them up. Let's just go back into history when I was maybe, around 1963, when the Bay of Pigs happened. And of course, when the Bay of Pigs and the Cuba threat was on. I was 8 years old, 9 years old, and I remember it plainly. And how those people suffered being under the communist rule of Fidel Castro. And I watched it, back in 1955 and 1958, Havana, Cuba, and many, many other cities around Cuba were absolutely destinations for, gambling and just your nightlife. It was a beautiful, wonderful island for that. But then Fidel Castro, come in from out of the bush and with his rebel armies and stuff like that, and turned it with a lot of help from Khrushchev at that time of Russia, and they financed him to basically take over the country. So they turned communists and fascists, overnight, back in, 60, 61. And how did that work out for them? The people have been suffering since then, 1960. That's 65 years they've been suffering under the rule of communism. And if you think Canada's going to go down that road, I mean, maybe, it will get to a certain point, but I think, Canadians realize that, and even all the immigrants and migrants that have come in to Canada, they're going to get fed up with it and pack their shit and go, and like I said, I think we all have to kind of start looking at this whole picture for what it's worth. And, as long as we have liberals and any type of politician in place, they are working for the system. They're not working for you. They didn't sign on or put their oath to serve and protect the people of Canada. But they're doing it very, very slowly, right? Like I said, if there's a lot of people out there that can be bought off, and it's just, they first take a country and they wipe out the nuclear family or the middle class, and they make them part of the poverty population along with the other poverty, and then they put that all in one bundle, and then they go around and offer your tax money, which is beyond me, absolutely beyond me, is why you're paying taxes. Why are you even declaring taxes? It's a dead entity, and if the money that does go there, I mean, they can't, in Canada, they cannot throw you in jail for not paying your taxes. Okay? They cannot harass you until you get a lawyer on them, then they'll shut down. If you make it hard for them, they'll leave you alone. If you make it easy and fold and try to have any type of dialogue, they're just going to walk all over you. Case in point, there's one parasite out of the CRA that is going to go and basically shut down this little business that's in Powell River right now. And they want that capital gain, which is 61%. Do you think they deserve, especially when they're going to put it in their pocket and then send it over to Ukraine? That doesn't even make sense to me. Why are Canadians capitulating so much? Yeah, it's hard to keep up. There's so many people coming on, and that's great. This is a big, happy, loving family. We spread our love, and as a community, we're going to win this. It looks bad right now, but we're going to win this. Like right now, England or London's falling. Okay, Iran has pounded Israel. with all the drones, just one after another. And they know it. But all the good Jewish people that had taken no part of this have fled over to Russia or other dispersed themselves away from that little state, and they're gone elsewhere and set up camp somewhere else. The only ones that are left there are the alligators, and let's call them what they are. They're alligators. And I have a really good suggestion. I thought about it there the other day. Why don't we get some companies going that make go back to leather shoes and coats and alligator leather. You know what I'm talking about. And put them on the buffet. I'm sure we could do something with the if you skin them and we got to get lots of good good strong leather and nice coats and belts and boots and gloves. It's endless. Start wearing our nice hats, all alligator skin. And the meat, I guess the meat is what it is. They put all these alligators on this planet basically they're carnivores. So are we. I'm just saying or just suggesting, let's turn the tables. Yeah, I know. I understand that, crazy Indian. It won't happen in Wyoming. It won't happen in Montana. I'm talking about Canada right now. And Canada, like I said, we have not as many, but there are a lot of gun holders, that own more than one, on an average about 3 with a whole load of ammo. And I can tell that. They're going to the smaller, long point shells and stuff like that right now because they're a better bush gun. Yeah, a lot of, and we have a much availability, not as much availability as the Americans do, but we're getting there. And I know that they're only going to be taking the week-old pea shooters that are out there. They're not going to be taking the other stuff. I know that for sure. Every person that I've talked to said that shit ain't going to work no more. News and update from Australia. Well, Australia's in the same position as Canada is right now. It's all about exposure, and these alligators are out there doing the things that they're doing. As far as I'm concerned, it's let's do what the Bayou boys do and just go alligator hunting. And when this exposure does happen, I know there's lots of things that are happening that are good things, because we're dealing with signing the Abraham Accord Agreement, which takes care of the whole Middle East, right? And there's going to be three planetary new divine constitutions that will come out. One is the Abraham Peace Accord, which takes care of the whole Middle East, and that's a really positive thing. Of course, GESARA's working right now, and GESARA will kick off when every country has signed, including Iran, to be part of the peace accord. But you know what? I've got a steak from Australia. I just want to thank you, boys, the farmers and everybody down under. Yes, we do get it sent in. And it's quite good steak. Not quite like Alberta, but it's got a different flavor to it. But what I do is I put it in a crock pot, cut it up, put it in a crock pot, put onions, lay the onions on first with butter and salt and pepper, of course, and then I put the steak on top, and then of course you little onion soup mix and just let her cook. Yep. And I don't eat potatoes because that's starchy. I try to stay away from any starchy foods, rice included. But unfortunately, in the Philippines, the damn rice is so damn good down there. Man, oh man. It's very, very good. And once you'll never know and feel it or be able to taste it unless you're in an Asian country. Especially, I mean, India has really good rice as well. Yeah. Any news updates? Well, like I said, Australia's going through the same thing as we are right now. It's all about the exposure and exposing the alligators. I'm going to start calling them alligators because I get sidelined or into the penalty box every time we, use the other words on them. So they are what they are. They're alligators. And I have this. I don't want to go there. This show is not about hate and threats or anything like that. This show's about bringing our patriots together through love and light and awareness. We are very, very aware of what's going on. And it's going to be very, very hard on the sleepers and the NPCs. See, they're controlling the NPCs right now. They're controlling them in their little, bot programs and whatever have you, trying to, form all this stuff, such as these data centers and stuff like this. And there's more and more people coming out and protest them. I'm getting it from very high authority that they're going to say that these are data centers, and they're going to be drying up all the, like from what I'm hearing right now through Nino Rodriguez, that the big river that splits Mexico and Canada, or Mexico and the United States, Rio Grande, I guess it's called, is drying up, and because they're using all that water to cool off these data centers. Now, the good side of this is that they're going to call them data centers, but they're not going to be placed as that down the road. They're going to be something else. And I don't even have any idea what it would be. But these data centers are going up, and that's through, and I think it's part of the Golden Dome effect of what's happening. And the Golden Dome is going to go over the whole world. Yeah, Belgium is becoming another country. Well, that's good. They're marching in the streets and lots of stuff going on there. They've had enough. So, and of course we're seeing a lot of stuff going on in Ireland right now, where the people, they're trying to, do some really strong arming on the Irish over there, but they're standing up, and that's becoming quite a situation. They're trying to do a complete, weapon takeover or whatever they want to call it. And if you watch what's happening in Ireland, you'll see what they're going to try to do in Canada. Okay, watch everything that's going on in Ireland right now, and you will get a painted picture of what's going on in Canada, or what will happen in Canada and Australia, and of course New Zealand. Okay, we're all in the same family. Okay.